So you can see what I've got here already is I've already just duplicated the layer. I just did select the background layer, did a Command J, and the only reason I wanted to do that is I want to have a different layer to work on. If something goes horribly awry, I want to make sure I had a backup. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to create a new layer and hit Command D. I'm sorry, hit D on the keyboard, which is going to bring me back to my default colors, or if I've got my foreground and background swapped, I'll just hit X, which is going to change it back around. If my black is in the foreground, I want to hit Option Delete. If I hit Command Delete, it'll fill with the background color. If I hit Option Delete, it'll fill with the foreground color, and I want to fill it with the foreground color. Once I've filled it with the foreground color, we kind of did this once already, but you can just add some noise. And when we add noise, we want to add, I don't know, somewhere around 25%, say. We want to make sure it's Gaussian, not uniform, and we want to make sure it's monochromatic, not unchecked, because if you notice that it's unchecked, it turns into kind of color rainbowy kind of thing. So I'm going to click OK, and I now have this layer. I could come in and just like kind of see that effect right now, but that's really not really the kind of whole deal that we want to do. What we really want to do is we want to come in, and I'm going to go up to Edit and Transform and Scale. And what I want to do is I want to make sure this is checked, and I want to scale it up 400%. And so if I come in here, you can see that I've done that. So I want to just kind of click outside and accept that scale. I'm going to hit so that we're back at Command 1, so we're back at 100%. I had hit Command 0 to full screen, Command 1, so we can see what's going on. Now what I want to do is I want to go in, and I want to go in and I want to add a blur, but I want to add a motion blur. And you can see right now with that distance, it kind of looks like it's raining. But if I bring that distance down somewhere in the round of 10, 12 area, and my angle doesn't really matter, it's an angle, whatever you like, I'm going to have it kind of fly in from the right. So I'm going to click OK, and now if I come in and I screen that, you can see that it's dropping out. And it's allowing me just to see that snow. So if you come in, it's allowing me just to see that snow. It's mixing with the background layer and creating a snow-ish effect, if you will. All right, so I can leave it like that. That certainly works. There's nothing wrong with that. But I can actually come in here, and if I come in and I option click on the adjustment levels, it's going to give me an opportunity to pop this up. And when I pop up the levels, what I really want to do is get this panel here, right there, the properties panel. And what I want to do is I want to pop that a little bit in and a little bit more. And you can see the more I do, the less snow I get. You see how I can blend that in? So the more I do, the less snow I get. So I just want to bring it in a little bit. I want to kind of bring that down a little bit closer, bring that in a little bit tighter so I can really get some snow going on in there. There we go. And then the next thing that I want to do is I want to actually grab this layer here, and I'm going to duplicate those layers. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to duplicate those layers, and I'm going to keep it, and now I've got those layers in there again. But what I really want to do is I want to transform those layers a little bit. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to select transform, and I'm going to rotate 180. So all I'm really done is changed the direction of that snow's coming down now. I can hide that layer, and back to my screen mode. There we go. And now I've got that direction continuing. If I click on this layer here, just that new duplicate layer, I could actually go in if I wanted to, and I could kind of pixelate it, grab the crystalline, and I want to bring that down maybe 8, 9, 10, somewhere in there. I'm going to click OK, and you can see now it's changed kind of the entire look. And this time I just want to go in and blur it again with my motion blur. I want to keep the same direction, but I want to pop that blur up a little bit more, say maybe about 22, 23. There we go. and then I click in there, and now you can see I've got a blur, and then I can actually drop that blur down a little bit. So I still have it in there. I still have the snow happening. It still is there, but it isn't quite as dramatic, and I still get my feeling. So if I can hide all of these guys, here is my picture, and there is my picture with the intensity of the snowstorm in there. Pretty cool. And I hide my layers, and I'm back to the original.